Good morning. What's going on? It's June 28th, Monday, 6:35 a.m. here in Joplin, Missouri. I'm at the Petro waiting in line to get in the shop. I've been here since 4:30 a.m., so I've been here for 2 hours, and they told me that they should get me in somewhere around 9 to 10 a.m., all for a light on the trailer. We'll talk more about that in a minute. So, first thing, I want to cover a couple of topics that I had requests on. I've had a lot of people message and say like I think a lot of my viewers are from USA Truck, and I moved over to Landstar, and I intentionally avoid putting Landstar or USA Truck or anything like that in my title because I don't want to get a lot of views. All you folks that watch my channel, you're awesome. I have almost no drama on my channel. I love the way my channel is right now. I have a bunch of really amazing people that watch my channel, and I love interacting with all of you guys. I kind of fear my channel getting big because there's so many people I watch on YouTube that their channels got big and they started. And I'm not even talking like huge. I'm not talking 100,000 subscribers. I'm talking 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 subscribers. And like Trucker Jukebox, he's one of the people that I watch. He just all he did on his channel was just record footage of him driving all day long and him walking around in the truck stop and stuff like that, and then he would edit it all together and just show his day. And he had a bunch of negativity in the comments, and it got so bad that he just stopped making videos. I don't want my channel to get to that point where I start having a bunch of negativity and a bunch of drama and a bunch of trolls to where I just stop making videos. So I think the majority of my viewers are from USA Truck because I've only used USA Truck in my title a few times, and I've only used Landstar in my title a few times. I know that if I put certain things in my title, it will severely increase view count. So that's the reason my titles suck is because I'm intentionally trying to keep the videos to just like you guys, and I still get in a new subscriber every now and then. But it seems to be growing at a pace and attracting the type of people that I like. So we're going to keep it as is. So um, with that being said, I think the majority of the people that watch my channel are with USA Truck, and I've had a lot of people reach out to me or put in the comment section that they're thinking about leaving USA Truck because of some recent changes over there, some policy changes with that company. USA Truck, it's my understanding that the history with USA Truck is that Interstate, the leadership from Interstate took over USA Truck a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago or something. And USA Truck has been improving ever since then. They've just been continuously getting better. But every decision can't be a good decision. So it sounds like they made a bad decision on this all-in rate. I'm not familiar with it because I'm not over at USA Truck anymore. But it sounds like they just basically reduced the amount that they're paying on all of their loads, or almost all of their loads on the board. So a lot of people are looking for other places to go. And I've had a couple of questions about Landstar. What's it like over here? Stuff like that. Um, a couple of the questions I had on my last video that I want to address in this video real quick, and then I'll talk about what's going on with me, my day, my normal vlog stuff. One question was, what are some of the weird rules over here at Landstar? I mentioned in my last video that Landstar had some really strict, stupid rules, terminate your contract type stuff. And the other question I had is, could I go into more detail about how good Landstar's fuel card is? Well, Landstar's fuel card is amazing. The short version of it, I'll go over the fuel card. I'll look at a couple places and I'll compare it against my other fuel cards. But I have the Landstar fuel card. I have a Schneider, a Comdata fuel card managed by Schneider. And then I have a WEX fuel card managed by XPO Logistics. And then I am also familiar with USA Truck's fuel card. It's a flat rate, 15 cent per gallon off the cash price. Um, or it's a flat rate 15-cent discount plus the cash price discount. So it's a total discount of 20 cent per gallon off at Love's, and then 21 cent per gallon off at all the other majors: Pilot, Flying J, TA Petro. And so we'll compare Landstar's fuel card against those, and I'm going to tell you right now, Landstar's fuel card beats them every time. There's never, ever been a point where one of my other fuel cards was cheaper than Landstar. Sometimes it's like a fraction of a penny cheaper, but it's always cheaper. Most of the time, it's like at least a nickel or a dime per gallon cheaper, 10 cents per gallon cheaper. Um, so before we get into the fuel card stuff, let's talk about some weird crap at Landstar. Landstar has zero tolerance for a lot of stuff. Their safety department is really strict. Um, their setting duck policy is one of the weirdest, strictest policies, and it's one of the ones that I've heard of the most drivers getting terminated for. Their setting duck policy is that you cannot park anywhere except a parking spot. And even if it is a parking spot, you cannot park along a roadway. They consider a roadway any roadway. That's not just the interstate shoulder. That's not just a highway shoulder. If you're going through a rest area and there's a roadway through the rest area and you park along that roadway and it's not a marked parking spot, you just park along the shoulder because all of the normal parking spots are taken, that is considered parking alongside a roadway. Now, at a rest area, if it's one of those rest areas that has just parking alongside the roadway and they're marked parking spots, they said that's okay. But along a normal street, even if parking is allowed, parking is not listed as illegal, then you can't do it. It has to be like, I think maybe if it's a marked parking spot on a street, then you might be able to. But they would not go they wouldn't I asked these questions in orientation, and they would not tell me. The setting duck policy is this huge gray area, and a lot of people get terminated from Landstar for it because they're insanely strict on it, but they don't want to really specify exactly where you can and can't park. They just say you can't park along a roadway, and that's about it. That's the rule. Is basically you cannot park alongside a roadway. But I don't know, and there is no discussion on it. There's no second chance. I've heard of them firing people that have been with the company for 30 plus years, never had an incident. They get caught parking alongside a roadway one time, done. So that's one of their weird rules. Another one is you have to do inspections every 120 days. That's not the weird rule. That's not that big of a deal. You have to get a DOT inspection done on your tractor every 120 days. They also have DOT inspections done on their trailers every 120 days. The weird part of the rule is this. If you fail anything on the inspection place, the inspection site, is required to notify Landstar immediately. They'll notify Landstar before they notify you. And Landstar, as soon as the inspection site tells them you failed something on the inspection, they shut your truck off. You are not allowed to move that truck until it passes inspection. So if you're at the TA and they tell you you've got to get all your brakes replaced, all your tires replaced, and you need $100,000 worth of work done on the truck, you can't move your truck until you get all that shit done. If you want to get it done at another shop, you have to get it towed there. If Landstar finds out you drive the truck after it failed an inspection, even though you have a valid inspection currently, you will be terminated. Your lease contract will be terminated. And these TAs and Petros and their other, Landstar has a list of inspection sites where you can get your truck inspected. And these inspectors have to be Landstar certified. So you may go to the TA that's a listed, you have a list. Like on the app, you can choose inspection sites and look at a map and it'll show where all of them are at. So you may go to a TA that's listed as a Landstar inspection site, and they may only have one mechanic that's Landstar certified, and you'll have to wait until that person's available to get your inspection done. Your inspections can only be done by people who are Landstar certified inspectors, and it's part of their certification process and part of their contract with Landstar to do these inspections that they notify Landstar immediately on a failed inspection. And they know the consequences that you can't move the truck. So some of these shady places will put you in a position where you have to get a lot of work done to get your truck out of there. It's really messed up. So those are a couple of the things I can think of. Is there any other weird crap with Landstar that I can think of? Any other weird rules? Let me pause this while I think. I don't want to stay here and just like be silent for 5 minutes while I think. I can't think of any other weird ones. I mean, most of their other rules are fairly standard. Like you have to do a maintenance report. Like with USA Truck, I had to send in a maintenance report every month. With Landstar, it's every 120 days. With USA Truck, if you didn't send in your maintenance report on time, they would shut off your access to the load board. You couldn't book any more loads. With Landstar, if you don't do your DOT inspection or your maintenance report, excuse me, I just drunk a bunch of milk and it's burping it back up. If you don't do a maintenance report, if you don't send that in on time, or you don't do your 120-day inspection on time, what else? I can't think of anything else. But if you don't do any of that stuff on time at Landstar, they shut your truck down. You can't, I don't think you're allowed to move the truck. Not only are you not allowed to pull loads, I'm not sure if you're allowed to move the truck. But they definitely shut down your load board access. They put you in a hold status. I think you might actually be allowed to move the truck. But if you try to book a load with an agent, when they put you in a hold status, the agent will try to assign the load to you, and they'll get an error message that tells them that this truck is in a hold or something like that. But yeah, that's just some of the weird crap with Landstar that you need to be aware of, and you need to know about the rules that get you terminated, like the setting duck policy, because there is no second chance on that kind of stuff. And I got into quite a discussion with Simone in training about it, how like it's not very like concrete on the rule, and there's no second chance. So, and she was just like, that's just the way it is. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do my best, and if I get my contract terminated, it gets terminated. But that's the reason a lot of Landstar drivers pay for reserved parking, is because they're afraid of getting their contract terminated if they go and create a spot somewhere. If you creatively park at truck stops, you risk getting your contract terminated, because Landstar considers this little, like, I'm at the Petro truck stop right now, and there's a road that goes in between all the parking spots. Well, people will creatively park alongside the road. They'll create their own spots. Well, technically, according to Landstar's policy, this is a roadway. And if you're parked in a legal parking spot along that roadway, then you're okay. But if you're parked alongside the roadway and it's not in a parking spot, that is setting duck policy. So if somebody were driving down this roadway and they hit you, then you would lose that lawsuit because you were parked illegally. You weren't parked in a parking spot. You were parked in the roadway or alongside the roadway. That's the whole point of the sitting duck policy is lawsuits. Could you be found at fault in an accident where you're parked at? So if you creatively park at the truck stop, yeah, you could be found at fault if somebody hits you because you're parked in a spot you're not supposed to be parked in. So their setting duck policy is the main thing, but their 120-day inspection, their stuff like that, their maintenance reports you have to send in. They'll shut your truck down if you don't send those in, but that's fairly normal to have. Like you can't pull any more loads if you don't send in a maintenance report or your inspection. Like the maintenance report, I think that's an FMCSA regulation that the carrier keep track of maintenance records. So, they to cover their own ass, carriers have to shut your truck down if you don't send in those maintenance reports. But because they're required by FMCSA to track maintenance on trucks in their fleet, so or anyone running under their authority. So now let's move on to the fuel card stuff. Where's that? Where's that browser? Let's go to browser. There we are. So we'll look in two different places. Well, actually, you know what? USA Truck is an East Coast company, so let's look in places on the east where people would be familiar with. USA Truck, their main terminal is West Memphis, Arkansas. Oh, crap. It's just a W for West. You have to kind of guess what the abbreviations are. Oh, my God, I hate typing on this thing. So we want to display this is just the normal pump price. I don't care about that. Let's look at the price after the Landstar discount. So let's not sort by proximity. Let's sort by lowest price. So forget about these mom and pop shops because these prices are highly inaccurate. They don't do a good job of updating the mom and pop shops on their list. So if you were to go to the website for MAPCO Family Center, or you were to call this number and ask them what their pump price is, it's probably a lot more expensive than $2.78 a gallon. So I don't really ever look at these mom and pops. There have been a couple of times that I've seen a really awesome fuel price in an area that I was going to be driving through, and I went and I found a website for them and checked what their pump price was, and it was nowhere close to what it had listed on here. So I mainly just look at the majors, which would be your Loves, TA Petro, Pilot Flying J. The prices at the majors are, I've never seen an inaccuracy. So in West Memphis, Arkansas, at the TA and Petro, you got the TA and Earl that's just outside of town, and then you got the Petro that's actually in town. Same price at both of them. Actually, the TA at Earl is 0.4 cents cheaper. Tiny bit cheaper. Because the Landstar discount is 0.584 cents per gallon, and so it's a little over 58 cent per gallon discount at the Earl versus the one in West Memphis that's a flat 58 cent per gallon discount. I'm pretty sure that these discount prices include cash discount. So that is the total discount including the cash price discount. So it's like a 52 cent per gallon discount plus 6 cent per gallon cash price discount. So let's compare this price against a few things. Let me pause this and check my price on my XPO Logistics card. So my XPO Logistics is a variable rate fuel card, just like Landstar is with TA and Petro. And it has the same difference between Earl and West Memphis, 0.4 cent difference. Like, it's $2.94 a gallon at West Memphis, and it's $2.93,860 or something like that at the TA at Earl. So my XPO Logistics fuel card is what I used almost all the time while I was driving for USA Truck. It was so much better than USA Truck's fuel card on my discounts. I got so much better prices at TA and Petros than with my XPO Logistics card than the prices I could get using USA Truck's fuel card. So, $2.80 a gallon with Landstar at the TA and Petro in West Memphis, and it's pretty much the cheapest fuel you can get in West Memphis area. So $2.80 a gallon. My XPO Logistics is $2.94 a gallon. My Schneider card is a flat rate 25 cent per gallon, plus you get the cash price discount of 6 cents per gallon at TA and Petro. So 31 cents per gallon off. So we'll do $3.39. Where's my calculator? 3.39 minus 0.31. So my Schneider card would be $3.08 per gallon. And USA Truck is a 15 cent per gallon discount plus cash price discount for a total of 21 cents per gallon. So it would be 10 cents per gallon cheaper than my Schneider, or 10 cents per gallon more expensive than my Schneider card. So instead of $3.08 a gallon, it would be $3.18 a gallon. So with USA Truck's fuel card, you're paying $3.8. So the pump price is almost $3.39 a gallon. $3.39 a gallon for fuel at the TA Petro in West Memphis. With USA Truck's fuel card, you're paying $3.18 a gallon. With the Schneider fuel card, you're paying $3.08. With my XPO Logistics fuel card, you're paying $2.94. And with the Landstar fuel card, you're paying $2.80. Let's check and see what the Love's price is in West Memphis, because Love's usually has the cheapest pump price. So if you have a shitty discount card that's only giving you like 10 cents per gallon discount, then whatever place has the cheapest pump price is usually where you're going to get the best discount. So Love's typically has the lowest pump price, and that's the reason most USA Truck drivers fuel at Love's, is because Love's has the cheapest pump price and USA Truck has a shitty fuel card. So $3.34 per gallon for the Love's in West Memphis, Arkansas. It is 4 cents per gallon cheaper, 4 to 5 cents per gallon cheaper than the TA Petro pump price. But the discounts you can get at TA Petro are much more than what you can get at Love's. So if you have a shitty fuel card, you typically fuel at Love's. If you have a mediocre fuel card, you typically fuel at Pilot Flying J. And if you have a good fuel card, you typically fuel at TA and Petro. Because TA Petro usually has the highest pump price, but the highest potential discount prices. So your total price at the very end is usually, like if you have a good discount card, TA Petro is the best fuel price that you can get after discounts. Let's look at another area. Where is another common area where USA Truck drivers will go? Let's look at, the Pennsylvania area. What is that place in Pennsylvania where I used to get cheap fuel? It's actually in West Virginia. Right before I went into Pennsylvania, I'd always top off fuel at that place. Oh my goodness. It's right here. Wheeling, West Virginia. That's where I would always top off fuel. When I was going into the Pennsylvania. It's like the cheapest fuel you can get in that entire area. All right, Wheeling, West Virginia, 25 miles. Let's look at prices. So the TA at Wheeling, the pump price is $3.50 a gallon. Landstar, after discounts, you're paying $2.88 a gallon. Let me check my XPO logistics over here. West Virginia, I got to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Not quite to the bottom. We got Wyoming at the bottom. So West Virginia. Where's West Virginia? There's West Virginia. Hurricane. TA and Wheeling is technically in Valley Grove. $2.98. It's a 51-cent per gallon discount. So $2.98.9. Basically, it's $3.50 a gallon pump price, and I'm paying $2.99 a gallon. So 11 cents per gallon more expensive on the XPO Logistics fuel card. So what would be the price with my Schneider card? It would be $3.50 minus 31. So $3.19 a gallon with my Schneider card. With USA Truck, it would be $3.29 a gallon. Does anyone have is there a Love's around here? The Pilot has $3.46 a gallon fuel, so it's like 3 cents a gallon cheaper. And you get the same discount with the USA Truck fuel card. So you could actually get it at instead of $3.29, you can get it for like $3.26 a gallon with USA Truck's fuel card. But let's expand our search out a little bit and see if there's a Love's in the area, because I know how you guys love Love's over at vendor Love's travel stops, and let's expand out to 100 miles. There we go. 63 miles in Zanesville, Ohio. There's a Love's with $3.44 a gallon. $3.48 a gallon, $3.54, almost $3.80 a gallon over in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has really expensive fuel. So there's not anywhere close to Wheeling, West Virginia, that somebody with the USA Truck fuel card can get reasonable prices. You're going to be paying somewhere in the area of $3.25 a gallon, even after your discount, fueling up anywhere in this area. That's going to be cheap fuel if you're using USA Truck's fuel card. $3.25 a gallon over in the Pennsylvania area. $3.25 a gallon is about as cheap as you're going to be able to find. So that should give you some kind of idea of what Landstar's fuel discounts are. Let me show you one of my fuel stops. Tonopah, Arizona is where I'm going to top off fuel before going into California. And I'm going to be paying $2.78 a gallon in Tonopah, Arizona. The pump price is $3.52 a gallon. I get a 74-cent per gallon discount. So my fuel stops, this is actually 2 cents a gallon cheaper than it was yesterday. The discount's gone up by like 2 cents a gallon, or the pump price has gone down by 2 cents a gallon. I don't know what happened, but this was $2.80 a gallon when I checked yesterday. But I'm going to top off in Oklahoma City. I have enough fuel right now to make it back to Oklahoma City. So after I get loaded, I'm going to stop in Oklahoma City and top off fuel there. And then I'll have enough fuel to make it all the way to Tonopah, Arizona, and I'll top off there. For anybody who doesn't know where Tonopah is at, Phoenix, Arizona. It is the west side of Phoenix, Arizona. It's just a couple of miles outside of Phoenix, west of Phoenix. So I'm going to top off there. So I'm going to pay something like $2.72 a gallon in Oklahoma City is my discount price is according to yesterday. It might be 2 cents a gallon cheaper. That'd be awesome. So the price might have gone down everywhere by 2 cents a gallon. But so it's $2.72 a gallon in Oklahoma City. I'm going to top off there. And then $2.78 a gallon in Tonopah, Arizona, top off there. And that'll get me enough fuel to get into San Diego and get back out of California. And I won't have to get any fuel while I'm in California. So that should give you an idea of like what kind of discounts there are. Let me check what my XPO Logistics price is at this TA in Tonopah. I gotta scroll all the way back up to the top of this list. Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona. TA in Tonopah is $2.89 a gallon. $2.89 a gallon. So yeah, it is. How much? That's 11 cents a gallon more expensive. Yeah, it's. It seems like all of these places get different discounts. So another thing to take into consideration on these fuel cards, if you're using a fuel card from a place, then one of the ways that they can potentially make money off of you, other than just the fees, is they may take some of your fuel discount. So, like, whenever you go out and get a fuel card, like my XPO Logistics card or my Schneider fuel card, these are fleet fuel cards. I have the ability to give other people these fuel cards. I can have cards made for these people. Um, they're made for fleets. So if I have company drivers under me that I'm going to be, paying for fuel for, then I can give them cards. If I have owner operators under me, then I can give them cards where, they're the ones that are going to be paying for the fuel. But I can choose to not give them the full discount. I can choose to only give them, 90% of the discount or something like that. So that's something USA Truck, I'm not saying that the USA Truck is doing that, but that's something that USA Truck or XPO Logistics might be doing on my XPO Logistics fuel card. Schneider might be doing it on their Schneider managed fuel card. Um, they may be keeping some of the discount. And maybe the reason that Landstar's fuel card is so good is because they're passing on the full discount to the drivers, because it's really suspect that my XPO Logistics card is almost exactly 11 cents more expensive than the Landstar fuel card at almost all of these places. There's an 11-cent price difference between the two. That means that they're probably getting the exact same discount on my XPO Logistics card as they are with the Landstar fuel card, but XPO Logistics is keeping a percentage or a flat amount of the fuel discount. Like, they're making a ton of money off of these fuel cards if they're doing that. That is a lot. Like, if you have 5,000 people and you're getting 5 cents per gallon off of every gallon that they put into their trucks, that adds up to a lot of money. So, yeah, that's what I suspect is going on, is that Landstar is just passing on the full discount, where a lot of these places are keeping some of the discount, and they're making money off of it. And that's the reason Landstar's discount is so good. And that's part of the reason why Landstar passes on all costs to us. Landstar charges us for absolutely everything over here. We have to pay to have them deposit money on Comdata cards. We have to pay to move that money off the Comdata card over to our checking accounts. We have to pay, $2 to transflow the bill of lading. They charge us for everything, and I think it's because they're not keeping any kickbacks on any of the stuff. And I think that's the reason their discount programs are so amazing, is probably because they're passing along the full discounts. They could be making money off of it by not giving us quite the full discount. Even, keeping a penny off the discount would make them a lot of money. So maybe they are keeping just a penny. Maybe they're just not taking as much as everybody else. But yeah, that's where we at. We're at 34 minutes. So that's more information about the fuel card. That's more information about Landstar's weird rules. And let me take a sip of my milk, and then we'll talk about what's going on with me. All right, we're back. So what's going on with me? Well, I'm back out on the road again. I left my house about midnight, and I drove over to where I pay to park the truck, and I ended up leaving there somewhere between 1 and 1:30 a.m. this Monday morning. I headed up to Joplin. I found a couple of issues on my pre-trip inspection. I had a light out on my tractor. The license plate light was out, and on the trailer, the right rear top marker light was out. You're not supposed to, just drive on with lights out. You're supposed to get them fixed. Now, technically, you're not allowed to drive anywhere. As soon as I pulled off the property onto a public roadway, I could have been ticketed for having a light out. But they're usually, the cops will let you drive to the nearest place to get, something fixed if it's not anything too major. They're pretty lenient on it. But I drove 200 miles to Joplin, Missouri with lights out. So that's kind of a big no-no. But I did it anyway. Because if I would have sat in Oklahoma City, then I would have probably been sitting for 4 or 5 hours waiting for a mechanic. And by the time they, got to working on it, it would have probably been 8 or 9 a.m. And then I would have had to drive 3 hours to Joplin in daytime traffic. So I thought, you know what? I would prefer to just drive to Joplin and just sat there at the truck stop and wait to get it fixed there. So that's what I did. And I didn't get caught. I didn't get busted. I didn't get a ticket or anything. I'm sitting here at the Petro in Joplin. Speaking of USA Truck, there's USA Truck owner-operator right there with a Peterbilt, a white Peterbilt. Really nice white Peterbilt. He's pulling up to the shop. But I emailed the broker, and I told him I was going to be there at 8 a.m. this morning. Now, these brokers, when you have really big windows where you can pick up or deliver, for some damn reason, these brokers want you to tell them exactly when you're going to be there. Like, what's the point of having these big pickup and delivery windows if I'm having to tell you exactly when I'm going to be there? So I told them, like, my window to drop the trailer off is between 5 a.m. and midnight Monday. So I have all day today and up until midnight to drop this trailer off. And they wanted to know when I would be here, and I said I'll be there by about 8 a.m. I'll be there real early in the morning. So because I wasn't going to be able to make that time, I sent them an email and told them that my new ETA is around noon. I told them that I'm sitting at the Petro about 2 miles from the shipper here in Joplin, Missouri, and I'm waiting in line to get a light fixed on the trailer. And my ETA to get into the shop is around 9 to 10 a.m., so I expect I will be at the shipper sometime around noon. And they replied back to me and said, thanks for the update, keep us posted. So that's where I'm at right now. My headlights are freaking amazing. I'm so stoked about my headlights. It's nice to have headlights that work really well. I got my new mattress in the truck. I haven't been in bed yet, so I haven't been able to test it out. But the cover on it is super comfortable. I felt the cover whenever I was putting it in, and it is really comfortable. The problem I had with the last mattress was that it had a cover that didn't breathe. It was like, and it also made a lot of noise. It was like a vinyl material or something. And I'm a big toss and turn kind of person in bed, and every time I'd move around in bed, it would make a lot of noise. And also, because it didn't breathe, any part of my body that was touching it would sweat really bad, and I would get really hot, and that would cause me to toss and turn even more. So I wasn't sleeping worth a damn on that old mattress. I ended up removing the cover and just sleeping directly on the foam, well, with a sheet over it, for the last week or two I was out on the road. And then when I got home, I ordered a different mattress. It was a Lucid mattress, a Lucid Twin XL mattress, a foam mattress with a little cover on it, and it seems really nice. But like I said, I haven't had an opportunity to get in it yet. I'm looking forward to getting this damn trailer fixed, dropping it off at the shipper, and then I can come back here and go to bed. I don't want to go to bed right now because I know as soon as I lay down, they're going to call me. Because that's the way they work. What else is going on with me? What else is going on? I can't think of a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on. I've talked about this load in other videos and stuff, but just as a refresher, this load's picking up in Joplin, Missouri, and it's going to San Diego, California. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to be able to deliver the load. And we have this holiday weekend coming up, so I'm hoping I don't have any issues finding a load before the holiday weekend. But sometimes the load board can dry up before or after a holiday weekend. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's going to be just like booming. Maybe there's going to be really hot freight. You don't know. You never know what's going to happen. I'm sure some of these veterans that have been working off the load board for 20 years, they know what's going to happen. But I haven't been doing it long enough to know the ins and outs of everything that's going to happen. So maybe I should just end this video before it gets too long. Yeah, I'm just sitting here at the Petro in Joplin, Missouri, waiting to get the light fixed on the trailer. Now, the license plate light, I replaced that myself. I bought a replacement light here at the Petro. It cost me $6 and some change. I can't remember the exact price. $6 and something is all the light cost me. And I just popped the light out, disconnected the two wires, plugged the two wires into the new one, popped the light in. That was it. Real easy to replace. So got the license plate light fixed on the tractor. Now I just got to get that marker light replaced on the trailer, and we'll be good to go. Ready to roll and get out there making some money. I was really hoping I'd be able to drop this trailer off as soon as I got here at 4 o'clock in the morning and turn and burn. You know, just come straight over here to the truck stop, and then I could just sleep all day, hang out, do whatever. But that is not the damn case. This kind of sucks. I just want to hurry up and get this shit over with. Hurry up and get it in, get it fixed, and get out. Be gone, be done. I see trucks going in, so they're working their way through the list of work orders. They had, oh my goodness, they had so many work orders stacked up there, lined up to be worked on. And it's nice that they're slamming through them. They'll probably, hopefully, be getting to me pretty quick. But I think I'm going to end this video, and then I'll, watch something on Netflix or whatever. I'll watch something. And Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I was going to talk about something, but I won't talk about that. I was thinking about another topic for a video in the future, and I was like, I don't want to lock myself into that. But yeah, so I think I'll go ahead and end the video there. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and best of luck to you. Hope you have a good one. Bye.